Huntech Pro is proudly brought to you by Wildebees, Magnum Archery, Orphan Weapons, Oberholzer Taxidermy, No Scent, Nat Shoot, and Gunrats. On this episode of Huntech Pro, the team travels to Limpopo. Driving through the mountain range, they were excited to see where they were heading. Bos-Karoo is situated on 3,100 hectares of pristine bushveld, located approximately 15 kilometers northwest of Marken in the Rudberg area. Throughout Huntech, they have visited many outstanding game farms, and this is definitely one of those farms, and they are happy to share this experience once again with good friends of the Huntech team.
Johan, thank you for inviting the Huntech team here to Bos-Karoo. When I drove into the gate, I could immediately see this is a very beautiful piece of land you have here. How big is your farm?
The total hectares is 3,100 hectares that we've got here. We hunt on the whole farm. And thanks for coming here. Thanks for come and enjoy yourselves. That is what is important to us, is that people must come and enjoy themselves. Families and hunters as well, but also family hunting. We just love the bush and the people that come and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's what makes it special memories, you know. And then when I drove in here by the lodge, I see you've got a very nice tent camp, or your bush camp. How many people can you accommodate there?
Yeah, the bush camp is just 50 meters from here, but you can't see it. So you can either have the bush camp, or the bush camp and the lodge, or just the lodge. It is very private. There we can accommodate, there's 16 beds, we can accommodate 16 guests over there. All en-suite tents with a public area and a braai and everything. And then the lodge can accommodate 8 people. Also, everything is en-suite. Very proud of what we've got here. We started the farm when we bought it in 2005. I think it was a cattle farm.
Okay.
So we took out all the fences and so on, and then in 2008, 2009, we started building the lodge. Yeah, there was absolutely nothing. It was just a bush. So first of all, on the 3,000 hectares, we had to decide where we want to build the lodge, and we decided on this spot with the big trees around it. And the first step was to get water. Yeah, so we drilled some wells to see if there's water around. Luckily, we found enough water, and then we had to bring the electricity up to here. So we basically we started from scratch, from nothing.
Yeah.
And that is why this is a special place for us. It was done by our family, as a family.
And what is really interesting for me, you built this lodge in a half moon shape. What is the story behind that?
Yeah, I had an architect friend, and he saw these trees that is like in a circle, and he said to me, "Let us do the bar in the middle, center of all of these trees, and then the house around it. So the whole house is built around the fireplace, and that's what makes it so nice to enjoy, because everything walks out to the fireplace.
Yes.
All the rooms is and the living areas all in one, and then we've got the swimming pool at the
Yes.
back, where so that the children can't disturb you while you're sitting at the quiet fireplace.
And then, Johan, you guys do breeding here on your farm. What do you breed with it?
Yeah, we do breeding. We breed buffalo. We've got really nice buffalo that we've got here with very good genes, as well as of the best Sable genes in the country.
Okay.
We bought initially from all the major breeders in the country.
Okay.
So buffalo, Impala, we've got good Impala as well, and the Sable.
Okay.
And so we try to breed our own hunting bulls for hunting.
And then now let's get back to why we are here, the hunting. How many species do you have available to hunt on your property?
It depends on what you count in and out, but there's about 14 species that you can hunt on the farm, including buffalo, giraffe, sable, Impala, and then all your plains game as well.
And because you guys breed with buffalo, Impala, and with sable, you've got some of the top trophies that people can hunt with you guys.
Yeah, no, we are very proud on what we can offer to the hunter. You know, accommodation-wise,
yes,
as well as our personnel, which is very well trained in tracking, catering. We've got a chef that caters for people, and so we are very proud on what we can offer.
No, it's really awesome. We are really going to enjoy it, yeah. I invited two of my friends with, so the one is Brendan Paper. He's a local singer, so he'll be entertaining us around the campfire. And then my other friend is Yster from Wildebeest, you know, the camo company.
I never heard of them, of the two of them, so I would like to meet them and enjoy their company.
No, that's great, Johan.
Just jokes on the side. I'm looking very forward to have you guys here. And as I said, you know, enjoy yourselves as if it is your place, and that means respect the place as if it is your place. Yes. And when you leave, just leave your tracks behind. So that's what we always say, you know, because every guy every hunter is also a guy that enjoys the nature and the bush and so on. Yeah. And it's just lovely to have you guys here.
Johan, thanks again. We're really going to enjoy it here with you guys.
I hope you brought some good wine as well to enjoy.
I see you enjoy your wine.
Yeah, no, that is one of our trademarks, is good wine.
That's great, man. And thanks again for having us here.
No, pleasure.
Huntech Pro is proudly sponsored by Ultimo Group, Trigger Cam, Helber Rifles, Bullets and Innovations, Glow Tech Energy, Elroy Water, Biltong Supply Company, Madeley Skeepers Optometrist, Grizzly Gear, Bebs, SSG Cases, Seek Thermal, and Night Sight. Huntech Pro's proud media partner is Game and Hunt Magazine.
I'll take this. Wildebees. Welkom ons in natuur.
At Orpen Weapons, we have a dedicated team of professionals that are extremely passionate about firearms. We specialize in custom rifle building, accurizing, customization, repair and general sales of firearms and their related accessories. Each firearm receives our signature attention to detail, met with unique insight gathered through more than 50 years' experience as gunsmiths. We look forward to assist you in your firearm needs.
So arriving here at Bos-Karoo, the first day, we went to the shooting range to check if the guns were in, and then I could see from driving on the back of the bakkie that the grass is fairly fed, and it's been a good raining season. So maybe it's going to be a challenge this week to find some game animals. Well, definitely in the open because it's hot as well. So yeah, but we're always up for a challenge. So knowing that this is almost a 4,000 hectare farm, we drove around for a bit just to see if there's any fresh tracks in the road, and then we came across some blue wildebeest tracks. I wasn't sure if it's bull or cows, but we saw some cows running around earlier that morning, so we decided to get off and take some track. So as we got off, we started taking the tracks, and we were in the bush, and then we came out of the bush every once in a while just to check if there's something in the road. And then we saw two young wildebeest calves just chilling in the road, and obviously there's going to be some cows or bulls, adult animals around, and yeah, they ran away, and then one cow came into the open.
Me and Brendan, we saw the wildebeest. It was about 250 meters. Then we went more further until 150. So we looked at it, and I told him that it's a male, female. Then it was a little bit far. Then we went closer to it. Then about 80 meters. Then we saw the shooting stock on the ground. So I told him that it's a female, and I gave him a space to shoot it, and he shot it.
And she stood broadside, didn't even know about us, and I gave her a shot. I actually aimed for a lower shot for the safe hard shot, and yeah, she ran about 20 meters and then she expired.
And it went about 5 yards so deep in the bush, and we found it. But it was hard tracking it down, so we managed to pull it through and then we got it.
I was pretty impressed with the 9.3. It's a lovely caliber. I always like shooting a big caliber, and with the silencer it feels like a pea shooter. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a successful hunt.
Ending off a successful hunting day under the beautiful African sunset is a feeling that you can't describe without experiencing it yourself. Enjoying the relaxing ambience of a bushveld fire together with good company is how your hunter's heart and soul can truly find peace from everyday life. Bos-Karoo treated the Huntech team with mouth-watering home-cooked meals prepared by their in-house chef Simon, who is a master cook in his field.
So the next morning we went out, me and Klaas, we went out to a certain area to look for some Livingston Eland cow. Johan told us that there were some cows that we were allowed to take off, and I was really glad that I had the opportunity to get the chance to shoot one of these Eland cows. Around about 10 o'clock we found the fresh tracks of the Eland cows, but like you guys could see in the videos, the guys had plenty of rain. We are really glad that the farmers could get all this rain. They don't need to take out a lot of food to feed the animals. So we knew we had a challenging hunt ahead of us.
We went in the camp and we were looking for the cow. We were walking around, and then we found them. And then they was running over the wind. It was after them, then we decided no, we'll go back. And then they run out against the wind. And then we follow them and then we wait at the corner. Then they run past us and they stopped and they walk out nicely. And then we get a shot.
So Klaas put out the shooting sticks for me. I put up my 9.3 caliber onto the shooting sticks. Like the plan worked out, the elands appeared out of the bush, they walked in front of us. Brendan was the camera guy, he was behind me and he told me he's on the cow, I could take the shot.
And you shoot it once on the chest, and they run off maybe 50 meters, then it dropped down. It was a perfect shot.
And then walking up to the eland cow, I could see that this is a big-bodied animal. The condition of the animal is perfect. Great big body. He had really great mass on her horns. So having the opportunity to shoot this eland cow was a real big privilege for me, especially because it was a Livingston Eland cow. So I was really glad that I had the opportunity to shoot this cow.
Oberholzer Taxidermy strives to portray your hunting trophies in as realistic a state as possible. We give you a trophy that you aren't simply proud of or would like to add to your collection, but also your very own prized piece of Africa along with fond memories of our land. Hunting is an incredibly rewarding sport. Complement your prize with professional taxidermy services at Oberholzer Taxidermy.
First afternoon I sat in at a waterhole, but because I'm new to filming myself and doing it by myself and take a shot, I unfortunately couldn't get a shot on a jackal that came to my waterhole, but that was the only thing that gave me an opportunity. The second day I also sat at a waterhole in a hide and I sat at 2 waterholes, but because of the good raining season and we are very early in the season, in the hunting season, there's still a lot of feed in the veld, and there's also a lot of other places for the animals to drink, so it's not really the right time for bow hunting. I decided to take out my rifle. After a long morning search, we finally found a small herd of wildebees.
We went for the wildebeest in the morning, but it was a problem. We found the tracks, we went after the tracks, then the wind disturbed us, then we jump on the buggy again. We went, we found another one, we stalk again, and then later, nothing. Then we come for lunch. After having lunch, we go out again. Then we drive with the buggy around, we saw another tracks. Then after that, we found the jumping off. We found the wildebeest about 60 meters.
When we found the wildebeest herd, the brush was very thick, and I could actually not see the rest of the herd. The only one that gave me a clear shot was a young wildebeest bull, and I could only see a part of his head through a tunnel between the brushes, and I took the shot. I finally got a chance on a young wildebeest bull. I could only see his head, so I've taken a headshot with my trusty Ruger 6.5 Creedmoor. I saw it go down with the help of my trusty guide Tepi here at Bos-Karoo. I am positive that it will stay down and
let's go have a look.
Walking up to the Wildebeest, I saw that the animal is in very good condition, and I had a very nice time here at Bos-Karoo.
So after shooting the Wildebeest, we didn't have a successful second day. We saw animals, but they didn't quite give us any presentable shots. So then we decided to get into the blind. About 4 o'clock, the giraffes started coming in, about 11 of them, and then they left, and then a bull came in. And then we heard some baboons on their way. It sounded like a group of wildebeest coming in to drink some water, and then I was surprised to see that it was a big troop of baboons. And then they left. About an hour later, another group of baboons came in. And there was a big male, a massive male. He started drinking water, and I just decided to go for the bum shot because he was so in a position that I saw the arrow would go straight through him. And yeah, luckily I hit both of his lungs and through his stomach. And he expired in about 20 meters as well. So that was my first baboon with the bow and arrow, or with the crossbow, and I was very lucky to get him so close. So after hunting the baboon, I went and recovered him, just checked if he was dead, and I took a photo, and I got back into the blind with the hope that some kudu or zebra or wildebeest will come in. But then I was more lucky because I know how scarce big warthogs is in this area. And then there was 2 big warthogs just running in to come drink some water, and the bigger one actually came right in front of the blind, giving me a broadside shot, and I started panicking a bit. My heart rate went up, just picking the raven up and putting it off safety. And then I gave him a shot. It was also a low heart shot. Perfectly placed, and one of my better shots so far. Also about 20 meters from the blind, so it wasn't a difficult shot, but he ran into a tree. I could hear him on the video, and then he also expired in about 50 yards. So I just shot what I think is definitely the biggest pig I've ever seen in my life, up close. We were on our way out of the blind, and then 2 monster pigs came walking in, and they drank some water. And then the biggest one luckily gave me the broadside shot that I wanted, and I picked up the raven, started recording, and this is the result of a great big hunt over there. Look at that monster. Thank you Magnum Archery for lending us the raven so we can get the job done, and yeah, perfectly executed. Thank you Huntech also for this opportunity, and Bos-Karoo for letting us hunt on your farm. What a privilege. Beautiful African experience. Look at that sunset.
Johan treated his guests to his special recipe steaks which he prepared in Simon Bride to perfection. Brendan entertained everybody with his guitar and songs around the campfire.
Early the morning, Orbit and I decided to go into the certain area where the sable bulls used to roam in. We didn't even walk far. It was like 200 meters. We saw a sable bull presenting me with a shot.
Me and Johan this morning, we were walking maybe so 200 meters. We find a nice sable bull. So we're working to get the net shot.
We had to stalk closer into cover ourselves in the bush, so the animal couldn't easily see us because we were afraid that might spook him and that he might run off. Just as I wanted to take the shot, the sable turned and walked towards us. He walked about 5 meters closer and then he presented me with a frontal shot. At that moment when I looked through my scope, I was feeling the adrenaline pumping, my heart started racing and I could feel my breathing going all faster and faster. I had to calm myself, but knowing how special this moment was for me was a little bit overwhelming. So when I took the shot, I pulled my shot a little bit to the left. My shot didn't go where I wanted it to go, so I knew we might have our hands full in the morning.
I still can't believe I just shot a sable bull. Yeah. You know, every time we get the opportunity to hunt a buck like this, it's a real special opportunity. I had to do a follow-up shot, and what I was so amazed with was the tracking dogs here. Johan brought his tracking dogs. They quickly showed me where the sable was, and I managed to put in another shot on the sable bull. My first shot was a little bit to the left from where I wanted to place the shot, but the dogs here helped me quickly to get in my follow-up shot. And it's just such a beautiful sable bull.
The dogs, is good dogs, help us to fight that sable. So it was a nice hunt.
Hunting sable in South Africa is a real privilege and will always stay like that. These animals are special to South Africa, special to me. So I'm really glad that I could get another opportunity to hunt a special animal like this. I'm really thankful to Johan and his family and all the staff members here at Bos-Karoo, taking so good care of us while we were being here. Now even Klaas, Tebe, David, Orbit and even Simon the cook made sure we were treated at 5-star. So we are really glad that we could get the opportunity again to be able to share this special moment with these guys. Thank you to Johan and his family. We really enjoyed it here with you guys at Bos-Karoo.
A deer's nose is 1,000 times more powerful than the human nose. That means he will smell you way before you ever see him. No Scent is a 3-phase scent elimination system that destroys 100% of human odor. Our revolutionary enzyme formula works by fully encapsulating and by attacking and eliminating human odor particles. Our No Scent laundry pods, hair and body wash, and field spray will take 100% of the stink out of you. No Scent. Hunt undetected.
Yster, ons kort rou materiaal vir 'n nuwe Wildebeest skammer. Kry vir ons die volgende: verf, eyelets, ripcord, zips, goeters wat jou bang maak. Moenie terug in die see. Raak rof. Wildebeest, welkom aan sy natuur.
So we were driving where we know a lot of eland spend their days, and we saw the group of eland running, and we stopped, got off, took the track, and we started stalking them. It was a very difficult stalk because the bush is very thick here, and you can't even see 20 meters. So if you get within 50 meters of an animal, you are very lucky. Every time we saw them, they saw us or they smelled us, and they gave us the slip. Eventually we got into a 50-meter radius of them, and the shooting sticks came out, but by that time my heart rate was already up and running, and it was very difficult keeping the gun still. I went for the neck shot because I could only see the neck and the head, and I thought maybe if I can shoot the eland with 308 in the neck, it would go down immediately. I think I was too gibberish, or I just hit the branch or something, and I shot her a little bit too high and she ran. But we could hear the branches breaking, and she had a bit of pain. And then we took the blood trail. I had to do a follow-up shot, and she was standing broadside about 20 meters from me. I took the zoom out and I just gave her her last shot, and she went down. And I was very lucky to get this shot because the bush is very thick here and it's not easy to get a good shot. But yeah, thank you Huntech for this opportunity. It's always nice to be in the bush and to hunt some eland. It was a bit stressful, but worth it taking the blood trail, definitely going after this eland cow. And yeah, it's an amazing animal. If you get the opportunity to shoot a Livingston Eland, most guys will tell you it's definitely worth it.
Me and David, we went into a certain area, but it was after 5 o'clock already that night. So we knew the sun was setting quick, we didn't have lots of time. But we wanted to go look if we can find a nice Impala. So I shot a white flank Impala and a black Impala. So now I just wanted to get myself a nice ram so I can add to my collection. The sun was setting quick, and me and David, we just discussed if I was able to take the shot. So I was feeling comfortable enough to take the shot with my 308. I lined up my sight and I pulled the trigger.
Then we managed to shoot it, but it was a little bit darker, so we tried to track it even though it was more darker. Then we went deep in the bush and we found it, so we managed to pull it through. It was a successful hunt. At the end of the day, we managed to get what we wanted. Then everything went well.
Once again, when I walked up to the Impala, I could also see that the condition of the animals is great. I firmly believe it's because of all the great rain the area had. Johan did a great job with the maintenance on his farm. So shooting an Impala of this size was awesome, so that I could add it to my collection.
Bos-Karoo exceeded well above expectations. They are a true jewel in the bushveld, where family and friends can relax and enjoy all the gifts of nature in luxury. To watch Huntech's episodes or to find out more about their sponsors and destinations, visit their website and find them on social media.